Hi guys, welcome to another unboxing video. I always love it when the package arrives early enough in the morning. That's always really nice. And I also love when a package is marked fragile and arrives pristine. So it's hard to build suspense when obviously the title of the video gives it away. Nonetheless, it's a journey, right? So I'm excited today to take receipt of this particular timepiece because it ticks a lot of the boxes of something that I like to have in a timepiece. And it also is a bit of satisfaction because I've been looking for a GMT function, and I think I found exactly what I want here. Alright, so this box is not playing around. This is where I stitch it together a few moments later, right? Because I didn't want you to see me wrestling with a box and losing that battle. I finally figured out how this contraption opens. And we've got packing nuts. Okay, they're not playing around. So it is resplendent in packing nuts. And it's hard to build suspense. There we go. Here we are. Just like other unboxing videos that I've seen, first we're presented with the Yema. It's like a little pocket guide. It's really just a chance for them to show off their supposed heritage to all things under the sun, particularly French aviation, also racing, and then there's also that diver aspect as well. And so, you know, I'm not sure how much patrimony or heritage one can build up over 70-some years. But a brand that started in 1948 was then sold, owned for some time by Seiko, and then later bought their own independence and invested heavily into producing their own in-house movements. And what we have here is an example of that in this Yema Superman. I must say I'm already surprised by the size of the links. Almost seems smaller than I expected. It's very surprising. Yeah, it's a very thin sort of band. I don't mean to bury the lead, but it's literally buried here. So, I must confess that I saw ads on Facebook for this brand. Very intrigued by the in-house movement. In this case, their 3000 movement. And I had just sat on the fence about purchasing the UNIMATIC X Hodinkee GMT that featured a Sellita movement. And so I was immediately enamored by this, and I got this instead. So this is the Yema Worldtime Superman. And this features the stainless steel bezel, which I liked when compared to the other options, which was sort of a Coke bezel with sort of a patinaed maxi face indice. So I love this because of the crystal shape, which I have to admit I thought it would be a little more pronounced in real life, but as I'm looking at it, it's still quite nice. Also, the thing everybody talks about when you watch any Yema video is this somewhat controversial little item that they add here, which locks the bezel in place. Now, of course, it's not necessary now to lock the bezel in place, because we've, since the time of the first Superman back in the early 60s, we have created ratcheting bezel system, right? So we don't need to lock the bezel in place by way of a mechanism that applies pressure to the bezel based on having the crown screwed down in place. Nonetheless, it's there. Some people either like it or they dislike it. Like I said, really like the concept of this. It is a GMT, so I'm very happy about that. And I like the look of it. And really, I guess reviews are sort of hit or miss. So here we have the Tropic Bracelet, which is a rubber two-piece bracelet that they enclosed for free. I plan to get some use out of that, particularly since you see hole through lugs, so that allows you to do quick change. Very keen to explore that. I basically like the really low profile case. The footprint is very, very subtle, right? I know that there's some decals here I have to remove. So it's obviously a punched clasp. And it looks like we have the Yema crest on the back. It's a real shame, actually, that this doesn't have an exhibition case back, because their in-house movement actually has quite a lot of perlage detail on the mechanism, and there's also the bars of Geneva engraving on the rotor wheel. So in and of itself, it's not a bad mechanism to look at, and you'd think they'd want to show it off, since this is their first GMT function. So that's what I really like about it. I live in Turkey, and so naturally it's nice to have a GMT function to keep home time, which would be, in my case, California. This bracelet surprises me. It's really, really interesting. Looking at it in real life, it's almost like a President Link bracelet, as opposed to more like a perpetual or oyster link. It's very interesting. And I only use those as comparisons because in the photography, I don't know, I just sort of associated that there would be a fewer number of links. So that's a little bit surprising. Never did a quick wristwatch check, but I'm wearing the Luminox XS 3581 Blackout. This is the chronograph 200 meters. It's quite nice. I took receipt of this yesterday. I've been wearing it. I wore it through the night, and I'm happy to report that the tritium tubes work remarkably well. As soon as I opened my eyes and looked at the watch, I could clearly read the time, and it's like a review within a review. So this is, very nice at night. No problems reading the time at all. That was brilliant. It's quite lightweight. You don't even notice it. So this features 30 atmospheres. I guess 990 feet is what they say on their dial. The bracelet is quite narrow compared to what I thought. Now this is supposed to be the 41. That's what's on my order form. That's what was supposed to come to me. And it's pretty clear I'm going to have to remove some links, which I always hate to have to do, to remove links. But of course, the features for me, I really like the raised sapphire profile. I like that. That's sort of a throwback to those acrylic or Hesselite crystals of years gone by, but in this case it's sapphire, so that's kind of nice. I like the maxi dial. That was one thing that really sold me. And, I just felt like this sort of had its own look, whereas they're even calling it the Coke dial with the black and red bezel aluminum insert on their bezel of their other version of this. That in combination with the patinaed indices, it's like they're trying to be something they're not, and I don't think that was too necessary. Now this does bear a striking resemblance to like what you would expect an Explorer bezel to resemble, so there is that aspect, but at the end of the day, it's just a stainless steel bezel with the indices on it. Now the pip is illuminated at the 12 o'clock. Of course, it's locked down right now, so I can't test the bezel. But anyway, I know most people come equipped with the measurement of their wrist as comparison. Suffice it to say, this is supposed to be the 41, and I have a plus 7-inch wrist. Not exactly sure. So yeah, I'll be very happy to sort of game test this movement. I know that any problems with it are going to necessitate sending it back to Yema because it is a Yema in-house movement, but it's a journey, right? So, it's not the destination, it's what time is it on our way there. All right, guys, thanks for coming out for this. You've seen in other videos, the packaging is pretty much the same. It's sort of this, looks like faux leather, room for a watch. Comes with warranty card information as it comes directly from the manufacturer. But anyway, I plan to put this to use, probably light use if I'm honest, because I don't want to ding it up. It's pretty much the same finishing all over. And I didn't realize how demure the bracelet actually is, which is a little bit surprising. I have to say I'm surprised to see that. I thought it was a bit chunkier. To me, it seems to wear rather small. But nonetheless, thanks for coming out, and I will see you guys later with another video. Cheers.